Okay. Hey, Tyrion. Okay, Discord, you are clearly picking up my voice. Thank you. Yeah, it's just Discord has the thing that's like, okay, you are not constantly talking, so therefore we're going to say, hey, your mic might be not working, even though I just saw the thing signed up or light up that said it did. Could be, maybe.
Gaball Screen PS1.
I have no idea what that is, but I'll take a look at it. Oops, that's not what I meant to do. All right. Okay, so hello and welcome to Retro Inc. Rhapsody for Saturday. We have a sort of marathon because I am starting at the normal marathon time. The thing is that due to some internet kerfuffles that happened recently, yesterday, I had to cut the stream or cancel the stream last night. Because my internet couldn't stay up for more than 5 minutes, but thankfully that seems to be fixed. So I still have someone out, but the thing is, I have someone coming out at around it is 11ish right now. So I have someone coming out between 3 and 4, so I'm gonna have to cut the stream short. I would normally try and go till 5, but I'll have to cut it short so they can make sure my internet's all working. So that's going to be fine because the list, I didn't have to cut that much because actually the list of games I was going to take a look at today was rather short. So it'll all work in the end. There was 2 games that I was going to take a look at that I had to cut. But the people who really would have helped me out that I would rather have in the call when I'm doing those games wouldn't be here today. So that all works out in the end. But anyway. So, yes, it is a marathon, even though it's not the full length. It is also a new quarter, and new year and decade and all that. So we have a new charity that we are benefiting. We are benefiting for the Best Friends Animal Society, which seems to be a society or a charity that helps. I believe they help shelters and. Specifically, I think no-kill shelters. They do good work. So there is if you go to relief.ldp in your browser, that should bring you to the Title 5 page that you can donate. Any amount is appreciated and all that. So yeah, if you feel like you want to donate and you definitely don't have to, I would appreciate it. But anyway, so the theme of this episode, normally or at least the last couple, I think the last January I figured I'd just keep this be request month. But one thing I felt that would be an interesting episode is to take a look at, I put a poll up on my Discord to see whether or not you'd want to see some of these games that I have, because I have a bit of a backlog for request. Shorter than I had last year for short games, but yeah, I still have some requests to do. But also, I recently went on vacation, and I went on vacation to MAGFest, which is the music. I think it's either Mid-Atlantic Gaming Festival or Music and Game Festival. It kind of changes between the two. But yeah, it is a festival where there is a whole bunch of games there. And I figured that might be an interesting idea to take a look at some of the games that I played there that I have not ranked. And kind of give my thoughts on them, because there's some that we're taking a look at that you can't really get the full experience unless you're actually, like, especially some of these arcade games or ones that require peripherals, you can't really get the full experience with just playing it through an emulator. So I'll talk about my experiences with that. And yeah, that's what we're going to be doing this episode. And this first one is definitely a case of that. Also, it's a first because this is the first game we've taken a look at on a very interesting console that I actually had the first chance to actually take a look at. So this is a game for the Vectrex. If you're not familiar with what a Vectrex is it wasn't portable, but it's a standalone console that had like its own monitor. That its gimmick is that all of its graphics were done through vectors. It's all done through little lines. The nice thing about it is that you would have these really smooth-looking games. Like, all the games ran like this. This was a game that actually was a built-in title. It's Mindstorm. It is a kind of a asteroids-ish kind of game, but it doesn't quite feel it because you're not always drifting. But the point is kind of the same. Rather than destroying asteroids, you have to destroy these mines that the ship kind of drops, and yeah. So I always wonder how the Vectrex's controlled because, like, a lot of those early 80s stuff had really weird control schemes, and this thing is no exception. So essentially what its layout is that you have this really weird, like, think of a joystick like about the height of like a normal like PS4 or Xbox, like a modern like joystick height, but it was like metal. And like felt really weird and somewhat analog. Also, it's something that unfortunately you can never emulate properly, or at least not with current technology. But a vector screen is really good looking. Like, one thing until like HDR gets really, really advanced is that you, oops, and I died, is that you cannot, like, the brightness of the lines, like, this has a really good, like, some of these lines get incredibly bright, like, especially explosions and shots. If you've ever played, like, Asteroids or Tempest, you definitely know, you can kind of, it's that same kind of deal. So, yeah, I mean, this game kind of, it is what it is. Yeah, this was the pack-in, so if you did not, because the Vectrex was a cartridge-based system, and if you did not have a cartridge in, it would just have this. Also, the Vectrex is a 4-button console, or has 4 buttons on it, which is a lot for the time. Whoops. So really, you only need 2 buttons for this. Is you have your thrust and you have your shot. You also have this warp, which is kind of dangerous because it just puts you in a random part of the map. Whoops. Yeah, I kind of wish that they had more games because the thing about the way, so MAGFest had a kind of a museum, which is where I played this. I don't think that was supposed to happen. Let's try that again. Yeah, so, yeah, like, they had a whole bunch of, other, like, really weird console. Like, I played a lot of the, I believe it's called the Epoch, which was a kind of, like, pre-Famicom, or maybe came around, like, a little bit earlier than the Famicom, Japanese console, where I played a, actually, relatively decent version of Mappy on it. But then they had things like, they had a Mark III, so the Japanese Mega Drive, or Master System. They had 2 MSXs. Where actually, because every time, like, I now at this point used to own an MSX, and the thing about MAGFest that kind of bummed me out when I saw the MSX there, is that they always had games on it that I had played, like the first year I went there, they had Kings Valley, which was one of, like, the 3 cartridge games I had. And then this year, they actually had Pleasure Hearts, which is a game we took a look at in Ranking of Shmups, which I had a flash cart that it's a disc game, so it's kind of hard to run it. Oh, yes, that's right. This game did have a bug that rendered it unplayable, or unbeatable. But yes, and they had to, like, issue a new version of it. What else was I going to say? Yeah, the thing that they have Pleasure Hearts there, which is a really neat game, but it's one that I've played before, and also, okay, I guess this thing is just glitching out sometimes. But yeah, so, I mean, that museum's really neat. Also, I got to play a Virtual Boy for the first time there. They had Mario Tennis. when I did the Virtual Boy episode, I said that maybe these games play a lot better when you do it on an actual Virtual Boy. I can now say they kind of don't. The Virtual Boy kind of seemed like it got the hate that it deserved. That was an incredibly unpleasant experience. It felt really bad. Also, it's great when you have that kind of thing in a communal space because there were no wipes around. So there is no cleaning of that thing, and I think we have to rank this because this game's literally fighting against me to play it. Okay. So. Alright, let's see. That's an attack game. So, yeah, that game, I mean, we play it fully, and it definitely still works. Like, I can verify that it definitely does not glitch out in the actual thing. Yeah, like, the thing about it is it wasn't super, I don't think they needed to clean it as much, but, I mean, it's a communal space, so they should, but it wasn't, it didn't feel gross, but I just kind of thought about that, and it's like, yeah, glad I only spent, 5 minutes on it.
How did they have it set up? Were people strapping it to their heads?
Nope, it was just sitting it was just sitting there, and you just put your face into it.
It's got a problem where the built-in stand, it doesn't seem to be tall enough unless maybe you're 6 years old.
Well, they had it on a table, and I think they had it propped up on something. So it was perfect. That part was perfectly fine.
Right, but I owned one, and yeah, speaking from experience, there just wasn't any good way to set it up unless you had a dedicated station, which kind of defeats the point of making it portable.
Yeah. Also, it didn't help the fact that I was somewhat suffering from a sinus infection at the same time, so that also did not help.
Ah.
Yep. But yeah, other than that, it was a interesting thing. So yeah.
Good to see you back on the internet.
Yes. Well, yes, thankfully I can actually stream now. So,
did you rank asteroids?
We did. Yeah, let me bring that up. I think asteroids ended up in the it's okay and it's kind of old area.
How would you say this compared to asteroids?
I would say that I like the fact that you can stop. We have to have. Have I seriously never ranked? Did we never rank asteroids?
You might not. You don't do a lot of the really, really early games.
But I should have done it during ranking of shmups. Oh, I should have never actually ranked asteroids. Okay.
Huh. And I'm guessing if you haven't ranked asteroids, you haven't ranked Space Duel.
I mean, I could do that. That has to be emulated in MAME, right?
I vaguely remember you playing Space Duel.
No, I've never done... I know I didn't do Space Duel. I could have sworn we did Asteroids at some point.
Well...
Anyway.
Did you find the game fun?
It's okay. It's just... It's that early 80s, shooter kind of thing where it's it's not bad, but it's also, there's been so much since then that it's this is good, but it's I can't say anything super interesting about it.
It's got the original version has a bug that will crash if you score too many points, right?
Yep, we did mention that.
Okay.
Well, I didn't know if, I don't think we mentioned the scoring bit, but yes. All right. Anyway,
no, wait, you're right. It's not the scoring bit. It's after a certain wave, it just stops.
Okay. Well, also, I'd imagine Vectrex simulation, that's probably not... The issues we were having, I think, were more due to emulation than anything else. I would probably, I'm trying to... Berserk. I put it in the same area as, Berserk, where it's yeah, it's interesting. It's not bad, but it's also old.
Sounds about right.
So,
it was the pack-in cartridge, so it's a good choice to show off the Vectrex.
Yeah, I think 13's probably good. Like it's like a little. It's like a little like basic, but it's not bad. So Mindstorm. Oop. Mindstorm. This is episode 1. Now episode 195. 1982? Yes. By GCE.
1 year ahead of the video game crash of 1983.
Yep. And I just freshly added a Vectrex thing, and it is a shmup. Let's call this 80s, because I think it is just like that. Yeah, or no, it's what am I doing? It's Space War. It's like it's Space War as a game you can get. And I really don't know if I can give it any charms for it, because it's okay.
And you did rate it in the middle.
Yeah.
Now, instead of Asteroids is controlled by pressing 2 buttons to turn back and forth. This uses an analog joystick.
Yes. Well,
I guess we need to go rank Asteroids.
Yeah, I think I need to rank Asteroids. Unfortunately, I did not play Asteroids when I was there. They did have a cabinet, although it was almost always used. But yes. Anyway, so our next game is actually was in the area where they had this next game we're taking a look at. And I especially want to take a look at this game because we're taking a look at the movie that this is based on next month. This is a weird game. I did not play this at MAGFest, but I have played it before, and I watched. I actually watched Axe in chat play this game. It's always interesting seeing this game in motion. So this. So yes, this is. Let me load it up. Actually, let me do this. Also, I'm gonna have to I might have to rebind all these. Hopefully, it remember my controls. It looks like it did. Okay, good. Let's see. It's great. It's one of those games that it. Oh, okay. Here we go. So yes. Directions. You're Tron in blue. Sark is out to defeat you. Throw a disc and hit him. Position an aiming target with the wall of the knob and throw its trigger. So yes, this is Discs of Tron. Which is a kind of sequel to the arcade Tron game. Yeah. It doesn't use the same cabinet, I don't believe, because I believe there's a lot more, whereas Tron, I believe it was a, it had the dial. Like, this game definitely has a dial, and just a singular trigger. But I believe this actually has 2 triggers. But we'll see that in here. Also, you kind of lose some of the magic by just having the game, just seeing the screen like this. Because the actual cabinet is a lot more intense, and actually looked somewhat like this. Because here's what it kind of looks like. It can also crash MAME. 1 second. I know it can do it. Because I did it before I started.
Yeah, it was doing that trick where they have the CRT is recessed in the bottom, and then it's mirror projected onto a backdrop. But since it's projected on the glass, it gives it a holographic 3D effect.
Okay, I guess it's just not wanting to do the full art. Anyway, I can at least show what it should kind of look at when you're looking at the screen directly. And it looks roughly like this. So you'd have this backdrop that you can see. And in here it looks not that great, but once we start the game. Oh, actually, okay, here we go. So you do have a kind of shield. And here we go. Also, yeah. Also, this game definitely has stereo. So you use the dial to do this aiming reticle in the back. And you use it to aim your discs. And the goal is to just hit your opponent. Whoop. And I was looking at something else and got distracted.
Well, not just hit him. When you hit him, you do damage to him, either moving him or killing some of the rings he's standing on.
So yeah, unfortunately, you kind of need the dial to do the fine aiming. Because it does actually work a lot better than what I'm using, which is basically just the bumpers to kind of like aim like this.
Yeah, the dial in the cabinet is a very nice, heavy metal spin dial.
Yeah,
so it feels really precise.
It is a big-ass dial.
I don't know if you have a special category for when you go to MAGFest, games that you really should play unemulated on the original hardware.
I mean, that's kind of what this is going to be.
I figured that's what this was, yeah.
Although, actually a lot of these are somewhat, you know, it's actually okay to play some of these emulated. And yes, you can also bounce on the sides as well. Though I like doing a lot more, like, accurately at him. Well, accurately is probably not the right word, but like directly at Sark.
I forget what kills the rings that you actually stand on. There's something that does that.
There are stages where you can aim up and down. Yeah, those things you have to aim backwards and actually like hit because you can't, as the thing said, you can't deflect. Also, I remember there was a port of this to the 360 for like the Xbox Live Arcade, because I know they did Tron as well. And actually, now that I think about it, I think you can actually still get it, because I think it's actually backwards compatible on the Xbox One.
It is still on sale in the Xbox Live Marketplace.
I'm surprised at that. Oops.
There's a free demo, you can purchase it, and also it's a theme.
Ah, yes. I mean, it was an Xbox Live Arcade game, so I believe it was like a mandate that all Xbox Live Arcade games had to have a demo. Oop. I kind of wish that someone did a kind of a version of this where it was actual like 2-player, because one of the thing about this that I kind of thought was kind of a wasted opportunity is the fact that you can only play it single player.
Well, who remembers Ricochet?
I suppose. Oh, right. You only have. I forgot with these. You only have 2 letters. Champion.
That's weird.
Yeah, because it was a thing with a lot of early Midway games, because I know... I'm going to do another round. Because I know that Satan's Hollow also did it.
I guess that's one way to prevent ASS.
Yeah, I think this game absolutely holds up a lot more than the original Tron arcade game. Because I played that at MAGFest, and that game is still not that great.
Well, don't you find this gets boring?
So does the other one.
The other one is like 4 different games.
Yeah, it's 4 different games, but none of them really play that well. Like, boy, I wish I could just do light cycles. Because that, like, the MTP thing never felt good. The tank game also never felt good. And the thing with the spiders were okay. But it's like, this is not the kind of game I want to play using a flight stick.
Well, this, the original controller for this is kind of like a flight controller, and there is a special button on the back. There's a trigger that you pull to shoot the discs, and then there's the button on the back of the controller that you use to block.
Okay, that's what I kind of figured. Also, one thing I forgot about I believe this and the Tron arcade cabinet is that there's a black light inside the cabinet.
Yeah, it looks, that gives you that weird 3D spooky effect that you saw in high-end 1980s games. It really looks nice.
Yeah, because I happened to be wearing a shirt that actually lit up with the backlight, so that was kind of neat. Oop. Nope. Also, I'm kind of impressed for this era that this was like, this must have been one of the, it's not definitely not the first, but it's one of the first to have stereo sound. Because I know Gyrus was the first game to have it. Or first arcade game, rather. There we go. There we go. Skillful. All right, that's good for that. So, what to call that? I'm almost thinking Dex for that. It does kind of have almost a sporty feel to it.
Yeah, it's supposed to be kind of like a tribute to Pong.
Yeah, kind of, I guess. Almost like a reverse, in retrospect, a reverse Windjammers. So yeah, that game is actually pretty fun still. Let's see what we got in like the blues. I don't know if I'd put it quite a. I think maybe 8, because I don't know if I'd go. I'd definitely play Bank Panic. Yeah, play Bank Panic over this.
8 sounds about right.
Yeah, I think it's probably that. Putting that in that category is pretty fine. Yep, that's 9. This is 1983. By Bally Midway. So what is that? That's not right. There's an arcade game, and it is a high concept. Also, it is market driven. Anything we want to call out?
Well, I would suggest that, like we said earlier, this is really one that is much better experienced in person than emulated.
Yeah, I need a charm for that, but I don't know where to put it. Would that be a positive thing or a negative thing?
I would say it's a positive thing. You still had fun playing the game emulated, but we all agreed that this is probably better on the original hardware. The only charm I could think of is you might be able to use like the stadium charm to imply that you have to go somewhere.
Actually, how about a... No, there's... Or is it just coin? No, there's no coin. Is there a...
There's an old-fashioned joystick.
Maybe, yeah. Let's... I'm gonna have to get the better version of that, but yes. I think that's probably a good thing for that. Alright. That's good for discs. Yeah. Discs of Tron. That's an unfortunate thing. Anyway. Yes.
Yeah, I mean, it looks really nice, but there's nothing spectacular about it. And the stereo sound is, I think, would be better experienced in this giant cabinet with these weird bass tones thudding around you.
Yeah, because also the cabinet they had there was like a one that you sat in. It wasn't a stand-up. Like it was...
I've never seen the sit-down, just the upright. That must have been fun.
Yeah, it was pretty interesting because it's also one of the nice ones that has a glass back so you could see the person playing, although it's like didn't quite work the way they expected it to. Yeah, it was really high. Anyway, so the next game I played, or not the next game I played, but it was in the same area. And this is a game we've actually ranked before. We ranked it during ranking of shmups. But we kind of looked at a somewhat inferior version of this game. We looked at the Mega Drive version of this game. Which is the version that I played most as a kid. But I have actually now gotten a chance to play the arcade version of this. And that is the version we're going to be taking a look at now. Because you can kind of play it. Although it's not, you're definitely not going to get the proper 100% thing. Yes, it was one with the handlebars. Because yes, this is Paperboy. I love this game. This game's great. I don't know why we ended up ranking it so low when we initially did it, because I think in ranking for shmups it ended up in like the 190 area.
Well, the original hardware is a lot more sophisticated, and they have this weird like analog system to the handlebars that gives you a lot more control than a D-pad.
You definitely do, because you definitely have analog movement in this. The thing I will say, and that is what I'm going to be doing. So I'm using my normal Xbox One controller, and I'm going to be using the joystick in order to do this. Like, it was neat playing this game with the handlebars. The thing was, it made it control like I did not like controlling it using the handlebars because it felt really weird. Also, I don't know if the handlebar, like the the controls were in the greatest condition. So yeah, we will see. But yes, let's go ahead and start. Also, I love that Atari Games coin noise. Like that, and like this and Gauntlet and a bunch of other Atari games. So let's go ahead and start.
Yeah, you have the game volume down really low.
Okay.
That's better.
Okay.
This has a voice synthesis chip in it.
Yes, it does. Hopefully I can get some of the voices to come up. Okay, so there we go. So yes, the goal of this game is to deliver papers. Weirdly enough. And also break the windows of... Crap. Also, don't die. So... Oh, no, I'm not gonna be... Oh, yeah, it should be able... Okay, I already delivered. Okay. Okay. Nope. Well, that's how... Nope. Not gonna be able to get that house. Take our frustrations on these non-subscribers. Okay, also, deal with people who are very inconsiderate. And people just breakdancing in the middle of the street. Oh, that house is gone. Oh, that was dumb on my part.
Now I'm mad.
Yeah, don't forget you can attack people on the street with papers too.
Yes, yeah, you get a bonus for breaking their windows. Well, that also gone. Oh, that's.
Sorry, it's Sled.
Yep, that's not my best run of this game. Whoop.
Like, you get points for stopping the bank robber or breaking up the fist fight.
Yep. Okay, here we go. And also at the end of every day. There we go. Okay, let's see. How many did I lose? So you do get a game over if you lose every subscriber.
Are you sure? I've never been able to do that.
I'm pretty sure I've done it on, like, I think I've done it on, like, one of the, like, NES versions. Nope. Here we go.
Oh, the drunk guy. I forgot about him.
Whoop, whoop, okay. So if you do deliver to every house on the street, you do actually get a resubscriber. Also, you apparently get a special bonus for getting into the mailbox for every delivery. Nope. Nope. Yes, if you break a subscriber's window, they will unsubscribe, no matter even if you do deliver the thing. Act. Nope.
Sometimes I hate this job.
The voice samples in this game are really good. This is a Pokey game, right? Oh, nope. There we go. So yeah, you have in order to beat this game, you have to basically survive a week. Also, I went ahead and actually set this to be on infinite lives so I can show off some of the more of the stuff. I'm actually going to reset the game so that we can look at a harder difficulty.
No, this is post-Pokey. This is Atari System 2.
Okay. Okay, let's take a look to see how bad is Hardway.
Paperboy, he doesn't write the news, he just delivers it.
There's like 6 lines that they have for the intro. Okay. Well, off to a great start.
That's so good.
Yeah, that's the thing. I don't know if you can reboot this game at this point.
This is such a time capsule.
Yeah. Nope.
It would be
Oh,
like
God.
rebooting Home Alone.
I live
Which,
like
what kind of
Danger.
weirdo would do that?
Yeah. I suppose. Okay. Oh, geez.
Whoa, where am I? That's rad. Delivery with a smile.
Nope. What up?
That's not my fault.
I like at least how in this one, you at least, because I know, I believe it's Paperboy 2, well, that's, I know that in Paperboy 2, if you, when you come back after crashing, you start a little bit forward, which can make it so they don't get some, they can potentially lose stuff. Perfect. Yep. Nope.
You realize, of course,
Why
this
is that-
means war.
Why is that man running after you?
I don't know. It's just an asshole. Okay, I'm on your shit, guy. And look at all those windows. Ow!
Okay, now I'm mad.
Oh, nope. Wait, what the hell is that?
Cut and slime. Uh-oh.
Ow. I'm trying to hit that kid. Like, what the hell is this architecture for these houses? Also, it's Mad Arsonist that is on this, or not arsonist, but... Okay, there we go. Nope. Nope.
It is the hard way.
Yes.
Boy, what a headache.
Oof. I was trying to read what was on the back of that van. I got.
What a jerk I am.
Yeah, you end up with a basket on your head. Because you can tell, you can. There's a.
Oh wow, that's what I get.
There's a little tiny basket on the front of your... I almost said bus, but your bike.
Just one of those
Don't stop in
things.
the middle of an intersection, you jackass! I will just always love the cowbell at the beginning of this music. The thing is, I can't even blame the controls because I did stuff. Why stuck there? Okay, there we go.
You can see most ports do not do justice to this game with all the content it has in it.
Yeah, those hitboxes for those are really strict. Okay, I think we'll finish off Wednesday and then I think we're good on this. So there's a high score thing, entry on the high score report that I don't know how you get. But it's a Grand Slam, which I guess I figure the idea is basically that you finish all 3 roads or all 3 streets. But I don't know how you do it because I think you game over when you finish Sunday.
No, I think it takes you. I think only game overs on hardware.
Oh, okay.
Oh man, that's bogus.
Oh, well.
Who are these jockey cosplayers? What the hell?
I have no idea.
I hate this job.
Oh. Almost.
Oh no.
Okay, thankfully I hit the side of the house.
That... That's no fair.
I love this game. Okay, you're just being a dick, lady. Okay, let's see if I can actually do it this time.
We believe in you, Lolo.
Nope. I mean, thankfully, you don't lose anything if you crash. You just lose a bonus. Alright, so I think that's good for Paperboy. Alright. So Paperboy I also figure belongs in Dex. Yeah, Paperboy's just great. I love that game so much. Just because, also just the concept of it is great. It's just, you're just a Paperboy.
It really has that like John Hughes suburban comedy vibe to it.
Yeah. I kind of want to put it somewhere like here. Like, I think I kind of want to put it in like 6.
You'd rather play the Blue Marlin.
I'll put it in the same category. Blue Marlin's really good.
Okay. Yeah, 6 sounds about
Because
right.
also, it's the same thing as Crazy Taxi and the original Tony Hawk Pro Skater. Also, Umehara Kase.
Yeah,
it
6 sounds good.
Okay, yeah. Because those fishing games are actually surprisingly good. So yeah, definitely one thing putting on there. Actually, I'll just copy and paste it from here.
What do you have for the tone?
Mundane made, was it? I think it's like mundane. Let's see, what's the actual description? Mundane in Motion, which is basically it's a, hey, we have this thing that on its face sounds kind of boring, but we tried to amp it up a little bit.
Sounds about right.
So charm, definitely. Music.
The music's good.
Art is actually pretty good for a 1985 arcade game.
It really makes the most out of that style. I don't think like Death or the Weirdo Jockeys would be as funny if they were more detailed.
Yeah. Yeah, there is one yay charm I do want to put in, which this game's just simply fun. Like it is a very basic concept done really well. So yes, there's that. I can't think of anything for Nay.
Yeah, Tyrion points out. I think there might be other versions that make you gain or lose subscribers more or faster or slower.
Yeah, the versions that I've played, there is a way that you can gain 2 subscribers at the same time, but I think that's that super bonus that you get if you land it in the mailbox for every subscriber.
Maybe. I was also thinking there might be dip switches to set to make it more or less quarter muncher.
Actually, I wonder, let's see, what is the dip switch settings for these? Let me do this. So let's see, we got coinage, because we have difficulty. Yeah, the only ones I see are difficulty, bonus life, and lives.
Well, difficulty could mean almost anything.
Yeah. So, I guess maybe it changes.
Often they did that so the arcade people could decide how greedy they wanted to be if they thought the machine wasn't making enough money.
Oh, yeah. Alright, so that's enough of Paperboy. So, moving on to our next game. This is a game that I didn't play, but I did see it up when... So they had a PC Engine in the museum room. And this... I can't I don't know, because there's 2 games on the PC Engine that look that are... they're of the same franchise, but I couldn't tell which one it was. I am pretty sure it was Devil's Crush, but I need to do Alien Crush first. And that could have been the one they had. But yeah, this game, and I want to take a look at this because there's a game that came out relatively recently that is aping this style of game. And I want to take a look at it. This is Alien Crush. Yeah, originally came out in 88 in Japan, 89 here. So, what kind of game do you think this is, if you're not familiar with this?
I think it gets the Japanese government subsidy for having HR geek inspiration.
Well, yes. Also, it's a pinball game.
I know, I knew that. That's why I want to say it.
Oh, we have 2...
I like the opening screen here. That's nice.
Yeah, it is very geekerish. Let's do Lunar Eclipse. Okay, let's do this better. So yeah, there's a game that came out that is more a riff on the sequel to this, which is I believe the name of the game is Demon's Tilt. But it is also a pinball game with this kind of aesthetic. Also, I didn't realize that Compile worked on these games. I thought these were like Hudson.
I think Compile made quite a few pinball games.
I can't remember the ones that they've made. So yeah, it's a pretty basic controls. You have any of the directions will do your left flipper. A button will, or 2 button will do your right flipper, and the 1 button will, tilt. Let's see if I can get a little bit more things. So I bet you that thing on the top right looks like it can, if I fill that up, it will do something. Or take me somewhere. Oop. Oh. That didn't do much. Oh, here we go.
So apparently it's there's Alien Crush, Devil Crush, Jackie Crush, and Alien Crush Returns.
I do not remember Jackie Crush. What was that for?
It's a Famicom game, a Super Famicom game from 1992.
Huh. I did not realize that any of these came to Super Famicom. I thought this was PC Engine exclusive. Aside from the Returns one.
Yeah, Alien Crush Returns is WiiWare.
Yep. Because I bet you it's the same line that's like New Adventure Island and all that. Or Adventure Island Returns.
They also made Dragon's Revenge, which is Genesis.
Huh.
Jackie Crush is just pinball, but the flippers are Jackie Chan's arms.
I don't know. I have not played a whole lot of Demon's Crush, so I can't really... Or Devil's Crush, so I don't know, actually. I mean, this seems like a pretty competent pinball game, but... If it's just the tables that we've seen, then I'm like, oh. Unless there's something that I'm missing. Demon's Tilt is like a completely... Like, that's a weird thing.
I hear Demon's Tit is pretty good.
Tilt.
Potato, potato.
Yeah. I mean, I know the WiiWare is getting... Or not the WiiWare. The eShop... The Switch eShop's getting some weird titles. I don't know if they'd actually have something called Demon's Tit.
I mean, it's got Nekopara. So.
It does have Nekopara on it, though. That is a good point. Also, as you know, on it.
It does, yeah.
I do, and I have Demon's Tilt. I just haven't played it a whole lot. No, it is not related to it, but it is very heavily inspired by.
Gotta try to get it in that upper hole.
I think that's just a... I don't know if that's a warp or anything. I think I got it up there. I think I've gotten it up, like, let's see. Let's do some experiment. Okay, let's see. Where is the thing where I got it? I bet you it's also not going to be a direct thing.
I think you're gonna have to get it from the right hand. No, you can't do it from the right hand. The angle's too sharp.
I'm pretty sure, because I think I got it when I tested it. I think it just takes you, it just acts as the thing at the bottom. Oh.
Oh, okay, so you do finally beat it.
Okay.
You got bonus points, by the way.
Yeah, I see that. Okay, that just... okay.
Also, since I was distracted by work earlier, that cabinet for discs of Tron was extremely uncomfortable to sit in. I really want to just point that out.
It's probably made for someone that is...
Tall.
I was going to say actually shorter, because I bet you it was a thing they probably meant it more for kids.
I guess, but like, you can't really sit on it because the seat itself is extremely short.
It looked like it was just like a thing of felt on like a thing of wood.
Yeah. It was like a very small bump on the back, and I don't think it was actually meant to be sit on. I think it was more like a lumbar support kind of thing.
Oh yeah, UFO 50 I definitely want to take a look at.
The only pinball I actually did was we did the Elvira table at MAGFest.
That is one thing that I wish that if I had a better way of playing the games that I'd want to do, is because I had a chance to play the new Black Knight table.
Oh yeah. You were mentioning that before.
Man, pinball got weird. I was not expecting to have to do a boss fight in a pinball table.
Sounds pretty fun. I mean, didn't you just do a boss fight right now?
Well, like in an actual pinball table.
Okay.
Like not like these, definitely. Okay, I guess I'm going over here. Yes, the Black Knight table that came out in 2019. Which it was great. It was great because they also had it like set up, hooked up to like this huge speaker setup. Which, I mean, the thing about Black Knight that I like is the music, but this, I wasn't a huge fan of the music in Black Knight, or like the new one, because it was all like metalish, but it was like not the kind of like music that I want from it. Like if you're gonna go for like a Black Knight game, like I kind of was hoping that it'd go for like a more classical style. Like,
so was it doing new metal? Was it doing sort of like a metalcore? Or was it butt rock? What was the actual like genre they were trying to go for with the music?
I don't know specifically. It was just very crunchy.
Very down-tuned sound, maybe?
Maybe. I'm not a huge metal person, so it was just, it sounded like basically a whole bunch. It was basically just like Dragon Force, but not melodic, is basically what it sounded like. But basically, it was the kind of just that kind of stuff.
A muddy sound to it, you'd say.
Kind of.
Yeah, that was probably, they probably went the new metal route.
That sounds like right.
Terrible. Yeah.
Also,
did it have like a Godsmack sound to it, maybe?
I don't know. I've never listened to Godsmack.
Good for you. That's.
I was gonna say no because I listen to good music, but that's not.
No, they're pretty terrible. They're pretty terrible. I'm not gonna. I was a fan of them in high school, which yeah. Thanks for ruining Warrior Within, jerks. But anyway.
Oh god, I'm gonna have to do that at one point, aren't I?
Yes, because since we did Prince of Persia the original, we could do.
I was gonna say we actually haven't done that yet.
Oh well.
I just kind of forgot. I kind of forgot that that franchise existed.
Yeah, so once we do that, then we can grandfather in the Sands of Time trilogy, and
yeah.
I get to make fun of Warrior Within again. Because that game is terrible.
Oop. Okay, one more ball. Yeah, Spinball, the first area is okay, and then it just gets to be not great.
See, the trick to getting good at pinball is you need to be deaf, blind, and mute.
Yeah, I cannot, I am extremely poor at pinball.
Yeah. You can't see the lights flashing and you hear no, something in bells. I don't remember the fucking lyrics. It was a terrible album. I'm sorry. The Who's got some good songs, but Tommy was not good at all. Oh, yeah, I have this thing called the internet I could use to look up the music for Black Knight. Funny thing.
Because Black Knight 2000 is the best pinball theme around. But this just sounded like...
What year is this one?
This?
The new one.
The new one is 2019. Black Knight 2000 was like 1988, I think.
Alright, let's see here. Black Knight Sword of Rage?
Yes.
Oh no, it had Scott Ian? Did Scott Ian actually do the guitar work for it?
I'm like, that's a name I recognize and not in a good way.
Oh god, this is like some very low-grade Zakk Wylde kind of guitar.
Yeah, and the Black Knight in Black Knight 2000 was voiced by the guy who voiced Shao Kahn. Okay, is that it? Okay. Do they just have this little match thing at the... just for giggles? Because I've never... I'm not going to do the extra ball. I have never seen it actually hit.
That is so weird, because it's like, it's new metal mixed with, like, power metal, and it doesn't work. Huh. Okay. But yeah, I think Scott Ian from Anthrax did the guitar work.
That's why I recognize that name. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So
Kind of
yeah,
get.
how's Alien Crush?
Serviceable pinball game.
It's a pretty good pinball game. Let's see, what pinball games do I have on here?
Like, when I think of pinball, I don't really think of anything that I would ever be able to put as a universal mastercraft. Because pinball is so very, like...
I'd have to think. I'd definitely put it below Kirby's Pinball, but okay, so it's going to go between 5 and 9. But the thing is, I think it might go 9 of Crew Ball. So I don't know if I'd play any of these, put these below. Yeah, I think 9's probably good for that. Still good. And maybe Demon's Crush is even better, but we'll get to that at some point.
Sure will.
1989. That was 1989. I'll put 88, whatever. That was my compile for PC. TG. Okay, TG16. That's what I have. That is definitely a pinball style game. It is a very meaty game.
Lots of meat.
So let's just do spooky. All right.
Yeah, I was going for like a sci-fi horror aesthetic.
Yeah. Definitely more horror than sci-fi, though.
Do you have a content for body horror?
I have a... Yeah.
'Cause I feel like this kind of comes close.
I'll put it on there. Because, yeah, it is very... very meaty. Any charms that we want to put on?
I mean, visually, it was interesting. It had a unique title screen. And
yeah, but and I bet you the charm I bet you that might be someone's charm. Like people,
yeah. But controls. How did it feel?
I mean, it is the best way you can control that kind of game. You have, they actually have a tilt in there, which is nice, and it's basically anything on the left side is the left bumper, and the one button on the right, it's the right side. So, I mean, that part was fine.
So you'd say you'd commend it, or
I just say it did what it needed to do. I don't know if I'd go out of my way to say that it controlled great.
Okay, so it's nothing we really need to notate. How about difficulty? How hard was it to play?
It felt like a pinball game.
Okay.
To be honest, I suck at pinball, so it's like kind of hard to gauge that.
I feel like we should just have a pinball icon.
Well, I think if it's just we have the subgenre pinball, so it's like
that kind of
So we can just leave it blank.
I can't remember any of the music, even though we just played it. So
the music scene. Let's see, because I have the music here. Like we have. There we go. Come on. Here's Lunar Eclipse. This is Demon's Interlude.
Okay, yeah. Yeah, I like this. I really like this track a lot.
The other thing I might say about it is that it looks like it's a minute long. Like less than a minute long, and also, one thing I'd say, it is a compile track, and I don't know how I'd feel about. I think compile's done better stuff, but this is perfectly fine.
I mean, I'm digging this track a lot.
Yeah,
so.
It also could be that I'm not a huge fan of the TurboGrafx sound card, so.
I mean, who is really?
anyway, yes, this is. I'll put a thumbs up for that.
Any yays or nays you can think of?
Not that I can think of.
Yeah, same. Yay and nay. Like, I'm gonna be honest with you. The yay and nay category, I feel we underuse because we just can't think of really anything to throw in half the time.
I mean, that's fine. Like, as long as we get like the big things that should be noted. Like, if it's able to be noted in like here, because also, I mean, the rank itself also has weight to it.
Yeah.
But anyway, so
there we go.
let's see. Oh yes, this game. So I did not get a chance to play this game this year. I did play it last year at MAGFest, and I have a lot of experience with this game. Because this was a game that was at pretty much every Chuck E. Cheese that I ever went to. And they had a full cabinet at MAGFest, and it is interesting always seeing this game, because it just brings back a lot of memories. We are not going to be taking a look at the arcade version of this. We are instead going to be taking a look at the PlayStation version of this. And this, I believe, is a launch title to the PlayStation. Oh yeah, they're definitely going to be this good. But yes, this is Cyber Sled.
I mean, I'm excited.
So this game originally came out in arcades in 1993, which is kind of fascinating. This is going to, like, it looks very dated, but still, for 93. Anyway, so in the PlayStation version, they did up the graphics a little bit. You can also turn on the original arcade. I believe that also helps the frame rate a little bit. So I'm going to leave the original on just so we can see it. They turned off the time limit by default, which is interesting. But I'll leave that off as well, and stereo. And we're just going to leave it on normal. Also, you have two control schemes. So in the original arcade version, this is a dual stick game. So you'd have, and it's literal tank controls because you're controlling tanks. So if you're familiar with Virtual On and how that controls, basically it is you put both forward to turn, or to go forward, both backwards to go backwards, up and back to turn. And then I don't know if going like inwards and outwards do anything, but yeah. So in this, you have two control schemes for the PlayStation. They put turning on the the L1 and R1, which is actually the way I prefer it. But you can emulate the two joystick thing. Also, the joysticks would have a back button, which would be for missiles, in your front thing for your normal gun. So let's start. So here are your defaults. Here are the original people you can play as in the arcade. As you can see,
look at those polygons.
Yeah. This is roughly how it looked in the arcade.
These are sweet fucking polygons.
Yeah. Also, so each one has its own like speed and weapon and shield. Madison is my personal favorite because she's relatively balanced. And I mean, yeah.
Yeah.
So
do it.
Madison Hawk.
So yes.
Your opponent is Amanda Bates.
So they added these little intro bits.
Oh, this is beautiful. This is so fucking 90s.
This is absolutely not how the game's gonna look, by the way.
I am here for all the 90s-ish of this.
Okay. Here we go. So essentially the way this plays is that this is essentially okay, let me remember the controls. Okay, so essentially what you want to do is your missiles, which have slight homing. And basically this is essentially Baby's Virtual On. There are you by default only have 5 missiles. So you have to get pickups in order to get some more. Your gun does overheat. I don't know if you can see it, but there's a slight line below my HUD. And yeah, this is essentially versus Battlezone.
Wait, is the name Wolfgang or Wolfbang?
Well, let's find out. Wolfgang.
Wolfang, okay.
Wolfang, okay.
It sounds like Wolfbang and... Hey, okay.
Okay.
Ah, woo.
So yeah, I just remember playing this in Chuck E. Cheese's all the time.
Ready?
Also, I should say in the arcade version, the frame rate's a lot better. Has to be kind of expected. This is
Okay, now I'm seeing the line now.
Yeah, because it will go down as you hold the trigger. But yeah, basically what you want to do is kind of hover around a pillar.
Your opponent is Rexer Ironside.
Jesus, these names.
They're really good.
Flint Ironstag. Big, big, large, huge.
Ready? Go!
Roll Fizzlebeam. Stump Chunkman. Blast Hard Cheese.
Oops, wow, that had a nice arc to it. There we go. There we go.
Bob Johnson. I'm just naming names from Space Mutiny.
I was gonna say I think Bob Johnson's one of my senators, but that's not.
Yeah.
It's not that.
Smoke Man Muscle. Fridge Large Meat. Stump Plank Chest.
I am always just. My favorite of that is always just Big McLarge Huge.
Big McLarge Cheese is pretty great. Punch Rock Groin. I actually have a t-shirt with all the names and a poster with all the names. God, what is even Rep Brown up to these days?
I have no idea. Oh, there we go. Yep.
Your opponent is Alan Stryker.
Okay, the last thing Rep Brown did was
it like
a
late?
movie in
Late?
2012.
20, okay, I was gonna say it was a late 2000s.
Yeah, in 2012 he starred in co-starred in a movie called Night Claws, and that was after 15 years of not doing anything on screen.
That sounds about right.
And that's the last thing he's done apparently.
There we go.
Yep. He appeared on Kojak, Chips, Three's Company.
That sounds about right. Okay, so I think that we're getting to the point where I believe these characters were actually added to the PlayStation version.
Also, rest in peace, Zap Rousdower.
Okay, let's see.
There's Bruce Mitchell.
Ready? Go!
Yeah, it was Bruce Mitchell who passed away, unfortunately. I think it was last year or the year before. But anyway, polygons.
Yes.
Sorry, I got on a Mystery Science Theater tangent, which is a good tangent to go on.
Hans Baird.
Also, hold on. What? Okay, primary. Okay, I was looking at the thing, and I could have sworn it said something about lemonade, but it was long range.
I too like my lemonade cannon.
Also, I like the fact that a lot of these intros are just them eating shit into things.
Ready? Go!
So there's really not a lot of strategy to this. It's just pump
No,
a
it is-
missile into him and hide.
Pretty much. But like, again, this is a 1993 arcade game. Whoop. Okay, good.
Whew. You are playing it close there, my friend.
Your opponent is Dr. Heinz.
Nothing says badass intro like crashing into shit.
Ready?
Now, is there contact damage if you slam into shit?
I'm pretty no. If you run into things, no. It is mostly just yeah, running into them. I'm not sure. Oh. Okay, I just need to do a strafing run. Oh. There we go.
Your opponent is Marie Yamamoto.
I just realized there's like a bunch of movie tie-in games that would make for a great episode just so that we could open the door for some more Media Delta stuff.
Okay.
Your opponent is
Up.
Yotaro Karimura.
Okay, it's just a crab.
Crab ship! Or is crab car? Crab car!
Crab sled.
Hell yeah, crab sled.
Ready?
These aren't even sleds though. They're hover cars.
Oops. Okay, let's see.
Your opponent is
Okay, this is definitely the last boss.
Hargrave. It's now time for the final.
Okay, this one was actually giving me a little trouble when I did my test run.
Ready? Go!
Also, he's moving faster than I can rotate, by the way.
This could be a problem. So even though it exploded in his face, it counts as a miss.
Because he can counter. So if 2 missiles hit... Okay, good. That's what I want. See, like that.
Oh.
Go, go, go. There we go.
So there is a strategy to it.
Yeah, when you're playing with people who actually know what they're doing, they can. It actually does require a little bit of finesse.
Yeah, how many people does this game support?
2.
Oh, I didn't know if it was like one of those things where they could hook up like 4 cabinets or something.
Nope, it is just... So the default cabinet is a 2 monitors side by side. So basically 2 places to sit for each one. There you go. Yep, and here we go. Here are the people who worked on the game. Yeah, I like that the arcade team just gets a special thanks. But it seems like it was mostly the same people.
Cyber
So yes,
Sled.
and then it just goes here. So just to show off, let's do real for a sec. Also do turn on expert just for giggles. So now, since we beat the game, we can now select some of these people we couldn't play as before. So I guess we should try Crab.
Jotaro Karimura. Your opponent is Amanda.
Okay.
Ready? Go!
I'm also not used to controlling some this fast. So yeah, it just adds a little bit more texture.
Your opponent is
Like that time you actually did stuff.
Yeah.
ready? Go!
Also, our missiles do jack shit for damage.
Speed really not helping you here.
No.
If anything, it's more of a detriment because of the controls.
Your opponent is ready? Go!
Okay, I think let's see if we can finish this one. And then if we do, and then we'll move on to the next game.
Took a lesson to the vet today, and I guess one of the vet techs was wearing a lot of perfume because Alessa smells like a lot of perfume.
Huh. Alright, I think that's good for Cyber Sled. So, I am going to put this... So I'm wondering, because we have the one that has all the fighting games, and also the one that has all these other things. I'm thinking we should put this in Reflex, because I like Twinkle Star Sprites is in here.
Yeah. Because you do have a health bar, but you only have one life.
Yeah. So I'm trying to think, because all these are just... This is just straight up fighting games. Which, I mean, this
Yeah.
kinda is. So, I mean, yeah, actually, I think it probably should belong in here, because this is essentially a fighting game.
I mean, so yeah, we should be putting vehicular combat games into this category then.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm cool with that. So, alright, so, I think we should go ahead and talk about controls. So, how did that feel?
It felt, I wish you could turn faster, but it was fine.
Were the controls responsive? Was it a one-to-one reaction, or was there delay?
No, it was pretty, like, it was responsive, definitely.
Okay.
Yeah, it just, the only thing I'd say against it is just that it's kind of basic.
Like when you see one match, you've basically seen the entire game. There's nothing
it is a lot
special throws at you.
It is a lot, it's a game that's a lot more fun to play than it is to watch. Then also, if you're playing with someone else, it also does make it, and also, like, playing it in, like, a cabinet might also help.
Because it really didn't seem to have a whole lot of variety other than, okay, so you have some different vehicles, sure, but like the arena's mostly the same, and there were no hazards or obstacles or really anything, just
Nope, you
pillars.
just... Yep, but it's just mostly pillars. It seems like there's about 5 maps.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it doesn't really make good use of 3D. You might as well just be on a 2D plane.
You could do a top-down that, yeah. So yeah,
I put this in the middle. Like, I wouldn't say this is really that great.
Yeah, because I'm looking at like 11. Like, it's going above 12 because I believe it's better than Primal Rage and Survival Arts.
I'm surprised Primal Rage got as high as it did, to be honest.
Yeah, it's because it was early.
Gonna have to revisit that at some point. But yeah.
I would say maybe 10.
Yeah, I'll meet you halfway there at 10.
Because it's like, no, International Cry is alright. Yeah, let's do middle. Middle sounds good. Primal Rage is okay, just slightly less so. It has some interesting ideas. I was going to just say it's the arcade version. Add it. I'm gonna have to add that later on. But vehicular combat should be a category.
Would it be VEHC?
I mean, if you're boring. Oh, I was saying vehicle. Like vehicle, not vehicle combat.
Okay, but the H comes before the C in that too.
Okay, I mean, let's say if you're boring. Vehicle combat.
There, that's fine.
Mech.
VHC, vehicle combat.
Look, I didn't get a whole lot of sleep last night. Do you call that Space War?
I would just call it sci-fi.
That essentially is my sci-fi category. So I guess.
Fine. God.
Let's see. Anything we want to call out?
90s. That game is just fucking 90s all over.
Anything
It
that we
does
could
look really good for the materials they're using.
anything that we can put a charm to?
Yes, 90s. Put 90s on the charm, put 90s on the music, put 90s on the art.
Yeah, I thought the graphics looked nice. So.
Yeah, even like
was good
as
for its
old
time.
they are, it's like there's still a goofy charm to how old they are.
Yeah, it's good. It's definitely good for its time.
Yeah. Let's see. Let's do.
Because I'm assuming you didn't upscale it or anything.
No.
That was the original resolution, right?
That was the original resolution.
Yeah, it looks really good for a 3D 1992
Also,
game.
the arcade version doesn't look that far off.
Mm.
Like there might be the polygons are of the same general thing. They just might be a little sharper.
Right, I think the decision to go with bold, flat colors and very few textures so the game could have a very high frame rate and very high resolution was a good choice. So I'm glad we're putting a thumbs up in the graphics.
Yeah, and I think that's probably all I could put for it. I think that's good for that. Let's see. Yeah, I think that's good for Cyber Sled. All right. So this next game is one that I had never heard of before until I played it at MAGFest, because there was a random computer that had this game on it. But also, it's our first game that was done by a interesting publisher. So, Let me load this game up. Also, it's a DOS game, so I gotta load up the setup prompt first. So, let me actually do this. And then do this. So, I would like to point out that this is in fact a legitimate copy of this game.
God, this brings back so many memories.
God, yeah. Yeah. Also,
This is such a good intro.
this is Realms of Chaos.
That sound effect.
Yes, finally, a good game.
I had never heard of this game until so basically in the museum there was what they call the multiplayer museum, which is basically had a bunch of old computers on it, and like 4 of them had DOS running. So I was looking at like directory of what they had, and they had something called that was just ROC. So I'm like, okay, what is this? And it was this. Like the other games they had on were like Doom and like Hexen, and on that they just had this on here. So before we start, let's look at the README.
Oh, this is the one. Yes, this is the one you said you were absolutely excited to do.
Yeah, so let's just look at these.
33 fucking pages.
Yeah, also I like that it's advertising the game that we bought. There was not a Commander Keen tournament. There was,
Bomberman.
there's Bomberman. We're doing that in a
8
later
player.
episode, but,
That was 10-player Bomberman.
yeah, they had Saturn Bomberman with a full multi-tap and all that.
That was great.
They did have a computer playing Commander Keen, but I did not play that because I've already played Commander Keen.
We haven't done those yet, have we?
We have not.
Ooh, that's a series we should definitely do.
There's a lot. Also, yeah, let's go to this Usenet. And also the American... Remember keywords?
I
All
do.
BBS, also.
God. I remember when if you didn't have America Online, you didn't have shit for the internet.
Yeah. Also, here is what it looks like. I like that
It's
this
even
is
better in motion.
this is the full game, by the way. So this is in like because this is definitely in the shareware version as well, but it's also in the full game. Also, there's your controls.
I was about to say, Rhapsody, you're looking a little rough there.
Little
Why is
pillowy,
he?
yeah.
Why is he wearing Why is he wearing a basketball jersey?
Yeah, why is that? I like the giant and gold gauntlet rings there.
Yeah. Also, here's a story that I really do not care about.
The Dark Shadow. Wait, a proud race of cat people. Sweet.
The my role
Wow.
or
Oh my
No,
god, that's what
wait,
it is. It's
spread over Wait, is this actually D&D?
Yeah, I think so.
Because it's
No, morale's not a. This is not D&D stuff.
okay. Because
D&D is Mystaria.
Mystara. Okay, that's what it was.
This pedantry, man.
But
Okay.
that's great because that name is literally a cat meow. That's awesome.
Okay. Also, here are 2 heroes. It's a warrior.
Indeed.
It's a long sword. He starts with 3
Turn on-
HP. He is 6'5",
Chocolate.
and his turn on is chocolate. Don't know
Turn on
why they had that. Also, here's his sister, who just seems like the basic thing, but for some reason hates poodles.
I mean, I agree with her, but also
Why?
I didn't know poodles were a thing here.
Yeah.
I also want to know what she's turned on by. Why can't we have what she's turned on by? What the fuck?
I don't know. Anyway, yeah, let's just play the game.
Blood Password. It's the name of my new death metal band.
Yes, because you can turn on the blood here, and if you want to make sure that the kiddos is not playing the thing.
Yeah.
Also, I just noticed the ass on whatever that thing that's there. Let's just
Also, Duke Nukem 3D has a gore password as well.
Yep.
Content password, as it were.
Let's. Also, I bet you this is using like some like engine that it should not be. It's like let's do episode that. Let's do practice.
Go Psycho Warrior.
Okay, so here's the actual game.
I hate poodles. I really do.
Okay, so what's the? Okay, so it's control to jump, alt to slash. This is a platformer-ass platformer.
Nice sized blood fountains.
Oh,
Eat shit, I guess?
yeah, I guess my slash didn't go through that terrain or whatever.
Also, the knockback, kind of a bit atrocious. You're losing your blood gems.
But I can just get him back. There we go.
Yay! Okay. Bird's still
Also-
the worst. One of the worst enemies. Yeah, that works. Are those bats? No, those are bats.
Yeah, they're definitely bats.
And just like bats in any game, they suck.
Also, let's... I should have...
Yeah, when you switch to the sorceress, the red gems are your ammunition.
Yeah.
Castlevania.
So does it mean the sorceress can't attack if you don't have gems?
I believe that is correct.
Oh, man.
But you can switch back and forth between the warrior and the wizard unlimited times.
Yeah, I can do that.
That's amazing. Da, 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 da.
I think she jumps slightly higher.
Yes, she does.
Yeah.
Oh, good. Here's the level that the Sherwood version starts on.
Yes, this is what we saw at MAGFest. This is
This
what got your
asshole
attention.
level. Oh, what the... Oh!
It also scores you on how many gems you have at the end of it, which means that you can't ever use her to attack if you want a good score. What even the fuck?
Oh, god damn it. Yeah, that's what this game...
Is an asshole.
Because I'm like,
You
oh,
wanna
this is a
jump-
really weird
yeah.
platformer. I'm like, oh, wait, that really weird asshole platform as well.
I want to be the Yarg.
Ow! God.
You got a necklace.
Ow, god damn it.
Well, at least you didn't fall into the spikes.
I mean, yes, they are, but also, this is just seems to be more so.
Like, this is going way out of its way to be an asshole. Are those teeth or a necklace?
I don't know.
Look like teeth.
A necklace of teeth.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a Monster Tooth necklace from Risk of Rain.
I want to play more of the second one.
Risk of Rain 2 is really good! Shit.
But I don't want to play it until they've actually, like, done an ending.
Hey, it's pretty good so far.
I mean, I like it, but I'm just not into endless modes, personally.
You mean you don't like a game that can potentially go on for an hour and a half, like many of the runs that I've had?
I mean,
No.
I played it with Torpid and Carnival and Risen. You know, we got far in it, but it's like after a while I start to lose focus.
Yeah, that is a game that is basically more about, it's not less about getting an ending, and it's more about, okay, how ridiculously bad can it get before you die?
Yeah. Plus, I mean, after a certain point, it stops growing. You just hit your limit, and that's about it. Plus, it doesn't have. I don't think it has the Jar of Souls, which was my favorite broken item in the original.
What does that one do?
There's one that's similar to it, but essentially, anytime you kill an enemy, it spawns a ghost of that enemy.
Will-O-Wisp. They've added that in.
Oh, okay. Then maybe I'll play it.
Because remember, you also have to get certain achievements in order to unlock items.
Yeah, that's true.
And there
That was the one item that got me through an entire run. It was really great. I also don't like Engineer's weapon. It's kind of stupid.
Yeah, I didn't really care for engineer, but once I unlocked multi, I've been using them pretty much exclusively.
Hmm. Gotta get a group together and play that.
It's a good game. You can get it on pretty much any platform now, I think. I know it's on Switch.
Yeah, I got it on PC.
Okay.
So that's where everybody's playing it. There sure are sound effects.
Oh wait,
What? Oh, you can't rewind,
Was it?
can you?
no, I can't. Was that?
That was an invisible platform you were on.
It was.
Yeah, da, da, da. Nice. It's a good number of gems. Killed my bone pet. Cat killer. So that basically was an item that you picked up that automatically spent your income.
Yes.
That's bullshit. This is definitely way more interesting than like I thought it was gonna be interesting based off of what we saw.
Oh, I knew exactly that this is exactly what this game was going to be. God damn it.
Was not disappointed.
Like, it's an Apache game. I know that it's not going to be, like, fantastic.
I don't know, I've always been fond of the Apogee games.
They are, but they've always also, a lot of them had just a little bit of jank to them.
Yeah. God, Commander Keen alone. Yeah, jump on the frog maybe?
Yeah, I think that's what it's trying to get me to do. Yep.
Eyes in the background. Goro is waiting for you.
There's another Goro.
Oh no. See it, but this is Puppet Goro, not the video game Goro. The movie Goro.
I mean, the
might be
game.
just-
I mean, the game Goro was also a puppet. Well,
Yes, but it was a better looking puppet. Let's be honest. Alright. Maybe you gotta jump. Jump up against the
There we go.
wall
Okay.
and hold up. Oh.
yeah, there's just a very almost invisible rope.
I thought that was just part of the level. I didn't think it was actually like a thing you needed to use. Holy crap, she's not even strong.
No, because she is the lady.
Mm-hmm.
God damn it. Okay, maybe they just have a whole lot of health.
Maybe. This bottom tier bone tower. Oh no. Are they really wow. Are they really expecting you to attempt to leap from rope to rope?
Probably.
Oh, it's not gonna be good.
Okay, just oh, okay. Yeah, this is just reminding me of Bad Claw.
Is that a good thing or a bad thing?
Well, it makes me want to play Claw. Which is fine, because that game's okay.
Music is kind of almost not even there.
Yeah. It's like the soundtrack of, like, Wolfenstein.
Yeah.
Which actually, now that I think about it, I think Prince worked on this. Or Price. Prince or Price?
Let's find out. Bobby Prince.
The Doom composer.
Discography. Yep, Realm of Chaos, Bobby Prince. And that says Bobby Prince Robert Kaskin Prince the Third.
Just think, Robert Kaskin, or whatever that full name was, is the guy who composed Doom.
Yeah, Robert Kaskin
E1M1 is by a guy who has a third in his name.
Mm-hmm.
God damn it.
That song was At Doom's Gate.
Yes, it is at Doom's Gate, I know that.
Which was then later on remixed into a fantastic one by Evil Horde called Hangarmageddon. Such a great title. Since that's the name of the level. But anyway, yeah. He also worked on Duke Nukem and Duke Nukem 3D.
Didn't he write Grab Bag?
I believe so. Let's see. He also worked on Rack.
What is Rack?
Rack was a WRACK was a first-person shooter that came out a couple of years ago. Kind of a bright, comic-styled, not quite 13-styled, but like a...
Like cell shading?
Kind of cell-shaded, yeah. FPS.
Aren't they remastering 13?
I know they said they were going to be doing something with 13 recently. I don't know if they're remastering it or just straight up remaking it. I think they should remake it because I'd like to play it with good controls. Also, cannot find who originally did Grab Bag. Like, mostly people are just talking about how Megadeth did a cover of it, and nobody cares about Megadeth. Oh, Lee Jackson. Lee Jackson's the Yes, Lee Jackson is the one who actually did Grab Bag, but he did collaborate with Bobby Prince for the soundtrack.
Why are you bouncing? Why is it bouncing?
Come on.
Like I know it's trying to. It's like it's flying at the exact height, but it just looks like it's bouncing. Oh, god damn it. Okay. Maybe I can. Okay, maybe this isn't terrible. Oh, that's terrible.
Look, Lolo, the elders tell of a young ball much like him. He bounced 3 meters in the air, then he bounced 1.8 meters in the air, then he bounced 4 meters in the air. You'll make myself clear?
I don't know what you're referencing.
Futurama.
Oh, okay.
They go to a planet comprised entirely of bouncing balls. Sentient bouncing balls. A lot of jokes. So you want to definitely grab those.
Okay. This thing's gonna be an... Okay. Whoops. Okay. Oh no. Oh no. Why are you doing this? Okay, this is not good. It's constantly now moving me to the right, because I accidentally alt-tapped.
Oh no! You found
okay, we're
it!
good.
Secret
We're good.
hard mode!
We're good. It fixed itself.
Secret hard mode.
Yeah, I can barely see those ropes. God!
Ah. This is the most boring track. Like, he was just half asleep the day he came in, and like, hey, Bobby, we need to cut a new track for this level. And he just starts like absent-mindedly tapping at the keyboard, like, yeah, no, that's great. He's like, wait, no, like, no, it's too late. We're printing it. We're gone. That's
I mean,
the story behind
you
it.
can't always be a winner.
No.
I paid
Also, what is this?
for this?
What is this walk animation?
Yeah,
Yeah, it's like her thigh is skipping a bit.
Wait, do you have fall damage?
I don't think so. It just makes a thud and a groan.
Also, as it turns out, Lee Jackson was the primary composer for a lot of 3D Realms games.
Okay.
Specifically Shadow Warrior, which...
That's a game that aged great.
Yes, it did.
I mean, at least I've heard that those new ones are actually pretty good.
I like it. I'm not super great on the controls, but it's still interesting. It's not as edgelordy as the first one, that's for sure.
Oh.
How you doing, buddy?
It's great whenever you make a mistake because the controls might be the most precise. I could do the entire thing over again.
I am not a fan of this level design.
Yeah, it's not great.
She doesn't even care. Yeah, wow, they put like way more effort into his. I don't want to word it like that, but at the same time, it seems like.
It seems like something was like off.
Like his is way more expressive, and hers is just sort of like, eh. I mean, as we all know, women are very hard to animate. Please don't try to ride the kitty.
Whoops.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay, can someone do me the favor?
Clip it or do you want to
Clip
screen
it.
cap? Clip it. You got it.
Or the game can crash.
Did the game crash?
I think it crashed. I don't think he'd liked it. I was trying to dance with it.
All right, there we go.
I'm just waiting for it to disappear.
There we are.
Okay, yeah, it's. I think we're good with that game. All right. Okay. Let's see. That goes in resist. Let's see. Where did Claw end up? Nope, not that one. Oh, did it get put in the... Oh, yeah, because I think technically it belongs in attack. Anyway.
Yeah, we're not putting this one very high, are we?
Probably not. How did Mickey Mousecapade end up at a 14? You know what? 14 seems like a good one for this. Yeah, let's do 14. Also, I think that Monster Party is basically I needed to delete it from one. It transferred, and I just need to delete it. But I need to check first before I do it.
Mm-hmm.
Realms of Chaos. This is episode 195. 1995. By Poji. I think there's another developer, but I could not figure out what it was.
Is it Apogee or Apogee? Because I always said Apogee.
I think it's actually Apogee because an Apogee is an actual thing. So
Yeah.
Yes, the highest point in an orbit. That's why their logo is a space orbit.
And that is a action game. Let's call that high fantasy. Okay, what do we want to call out?
Ooh. So I'm actually kind of finally have something to put in Nay. Put in that level design right there, because I'm skipping over those things real quick, because man.
Yeah, I would agree. It's like Apogee is trying to. Hey, we can do console type stuff on a PC. Like, well, yeah, but this is the bad kind of.
Yeah.
I'd thumb down the soundtrack because it was a very boring soundtrack.
I'm actually gonna put. For that I'm gonna put this because I think it's wasted potential because it is a Bobby Price or Prince.
Bobby Prince, yeah. The third. He's the third. Crossin or whatever. Also, put a thumbs down for difficulty because it's just dickish.
Yeah. And
I'm sure you're gonna agree thumbs down on the controls because they're kind of piss.
Yeah, gameplay is not the greatest. Oops, the wrong one. There we go.
Apogee? I'm pretty sure it's Apogee.
It is Apogee because I've heard that is what it is.
It's interesting because honestly, I feel like that game is one of those types of games. It's like it's very wasted potential because it looks unique, it looks interesting, and then just like you start playing it and you go, oh no.
Also,
Apogee.
There you go.
Yay! Thank you, pronunciation lady.
Okay, so
Yeah.
I think that's probably good for that.
Nothing positive we want to point out?
Really?
I don't know. Would we count anything in that as like? It wasn't overtly sexist, but it definitely had some kind of.
It was that
too.
dumb kind of goofy, tongue-in-cheek kind of aren't we being cheeky kind of thing.
That bro boy kind of, yeah. Mm.
There are, I would say, I wouldn't because there are far more worse cases.
It wasn't being malicious, I guess we could say. It was just.
It's just the times, unfortunately.
Yeah, it was just a thoughtless thing. Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah. All right.
I like Apogee games. They've put out some good stuff.
Yeah, I usually it is always like, oh hey, it's an Apogee game. It's like, oh, this game's neat, except there's something about it I absolutely despise.
Yeah. They have to put that's their trademark is we make really good games, but then we put in like at least one thing that kind of ruins the experience. It's important.
Yeah. All right.
Let's do this.
Let's see. So yes, this game. So this was a game that we just recently looked at the prequel of because we need to re-rank it. So yeah, this it was last week that we looked at Espgaluda.
Uh-huh.
Now it's time to take a look at the one that I played at that actually both of us played at MAGFest.
Yes, we did. I had no clue what the fuck was going on.
Yes. So yes, it's time to actually play. It is to play the better one, but I shouldn't phrase it like since like the first one was terrible. Oh, hold on one sec. I need to before this. I am getting a phone call from the internet people.
Ooh, all right. All right, Rafferty, it's up to you and me right now. We got to keep these folks entertained.
What else did they make this? It's Realm of Chaos. Like we're trying to get out of the EGA.
What was the question?
Okay, so Apogee made a name for themselves by making a lot of platformers, like
Yeah,
Duke
the original
Nukem,
Duke Nukem, Commander Keen.
Commander Keen, that spy game that I already forgot the name of.
Secret Agent Man.
Secret Agent, yeah. So I think Realm of Chaos was their first attempt to get into. They wanted a VGA level of graphics. Okay, did somebody attack? I just went to Wikipedia, and Wikipedia doesn't list any game published before 2011. Did someone attack the app?
No, because so what happened was Apogee became 3D Realms. So it was originally Apogee Software Limited, and then they became 3D Realms. So what you're looking at is some other company that took over the name Apogee Software, but the actual company we want to be looking at is 3D Realms.
Ah, crazy.
Yeah.
I keep forgetting people do that kind of stuff.
Yes, they do. So it was Apogee existed from 87 to about 96. And then in 96, they rebranded as, actually, no, they joined forces with 3D Realms and became 3D Realms, basically.
Okay, so yeah, I think Realms of Chaos is probably their last ditch because the very next year they published Duke Nukem 3D.
Yeah, because like if you look at some of the earlier stuff, like you had their first two games were called Fun Packs, and they were consisted of 1, 2, 3, 4, about 4 to 5 games apiece. And then they went on to do some edutainment shit. Like they did a bunch of edutainment games, trivia-based stuff. And then they moved on to making platformers. Commander Keen actually came out in 1990.
Also, yes. So.
Yes. So.
This is.
Yeah, this looks like it's their Realms of Chaos. Looks like it was their last platformer. After that, it was Duke Nukem Forever.
That's great. And yes, this is Espgaluda II. It is 2005. Let's go ahead and start. Okay, so we have an additional new character, Asagi. Is it Asagi? Yeah. So I believe it is Straight Fire, White Fire, and I believe kind of a mix. So let's go ahead and play as her. Okay, so this is basically just saying which button do you want to be the auto fire. I don't know which. It's not going to matter anyway.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's basically the same kind of gist as the original Espgaluda. Same kind of control scheme. Yes.
It also has a bullshit end boss.
It's better in this one. Okay, so this is my auto fire. Okay, that's my shift. Okay, here's my focus. Okay.
So is this supposed to be a reimagining, or they just?
It is a sequel.
So they just keep putting psychic people in castles. They just keep breaking out and killing everybody.
Yep.
Pretty much. Yeah.
So basically, the original, I believe the original game is basically them breaking out of basically being the, like in the experiment. And this one is basically after the original, the plot of the first game, they basically went to hiding. And basically this is them being found. And yeah, this also has the benefit of being made post Mushima-sama.
How is that a benefit?
Because basically it is... they've refined the gameplay a bit. Like, it seems like it has very similar style of, like, patterns and all that.
This is around the time where they started putting a little more, I don't want to say effort, but like
artistry.
A little bit, yeah, putting a little more oomph behind the actual patterns versus just, okay, here's a shitload of bullets, enjoy.
Less reliance on bombs.
Yeah.
Yep.
Now this was a lot of fun to play 2-player.
And yet you still have the same, like, thing. Oh, I did that at the wrong time. Okay. Whoop, I don't have anything. Okay, at least did that. Whoop. Nope.
Playing like I do. It's not like they liked you, Baka.
There we go. Also, so Asagi controls kind of interestingly in terms of, like, comparing the... Okay, so there it is. Because I was going to say, like, I forgot that I was swapping between the thing, because it seems like in her, like, in the psychic form, she actually moves faster than she normally does when you do the rapid fire.
Yeah.
There we go.
So it's interesting to kind of dissect the various elements that go into making one of these games, because it's very easy when you have a lot of projectiles on screen to lose track of stuff. So what they did to get around this, based off of what I'm seeing, is basically enemy shots are the top layer of everything.
Yes, that is one thing that Cave is very good at. Is
Yeah.
They are very good at making sprites or anything that was dangerous be top priority.
Not only is it top priority, but it's
Oops.
a lot more defined than everything else. Like, if you look at your own shots, it almost seems like they're kind of, I don't want to say duller, but they're definitely different shading to them. Whereas, I think it's like they're lighter, and then enemy shots are a bit darker to kind of stand out.
Yes. That is something that, yeah, like I said, post Musuhime-sama is that, because in that game, every bullet was the same color. So, that is one thing that I know a few, like, is one of the reasons why I really dislike Crimson Clover. Is the fact that they have a whole bunch of different colors in that. And it really makes it hard to focus.
Yeah. And I'm wondering if the explosions also sit on the bottom layer.
They
Yeah,
usually do.
That is pretty cool. So, like, your character and enemy bullets sit on the topmost layer, and then everything else sits on a layer below. So, and there's also some games have the big problem of the color palette they choose for bullets clashes heavily with the background, so you can't see anything you're doing.
Yeah, and they couldn't get away with having all bullets be one color because the color of the bullets indicate something.
Yeah.
So they've used good coloring because it is blue, purple, and red.
Yeah, what do those colors mean?
So blue is just a normal shot. Purple means that you're in is basically an easier indicator that you're in psychic mode. And red means that you are out of gems and you are no longer gaining the benefits. In fact, you are actually hurting yourself.
Yeah, because once they turn red, the shots go faster.
Like this. Like there, you just barely saw it.
Hey, I finally know something about a shmup. Mostly because you told me everything at MAGFest.
Yeah, me trying to explain how these work, also playing.
Yeah.
Like I'm doing right now. Except I'm also using a setup that I'm not super familiar with.
Yeah.
Because yeah, like they played this, like they had this set up in like a proper like candy cab. And
I will say though, I didn't find the joystick.
No, that's
fun.
the thing is that I do not like using joysticks for shmups.
No. Joysticks are extremely imprecise, and these games require very precise.
They're precise for fighting games. They're not precise for shmups. There are people.
You'd rather have orthogonal movement than full 360 movement.
I would rather have a D-pad, to be honest, because with a D-pad you can make very minute adjustments very quickly, whereas with a joystick, it you know, like depending on whether or not the dead zone is set up correctly or not, even still, they're very finicky.
I couldn't tell whether or not like what the gate on the sticks that they had, but stick gates, and by that I mean like so. Most arcade sticks have a little plate at the bottom of them to that limit how much they can move.
Right.
For shmups, you usually want a square gate because it lets you go left and right a lot easier. But fighting games, usually you kind of almost want usually what I've seen a lot of people like is I believe it's an octagonal gate.
Well, you have to roll a fighting stick because we have to do those half circles.
Yes, which is why it's why an octagonal gate is usually beneficial.
Because if you use a straight circular, you get no resistance and no hitching when you're making the movement, so it's a little less accurate.
Well, also one thing to think about is that you don't want a circle necessarily. Some people do prefer circles, but one thing that's not great about a circle gate is the fact that even though, because most fighting games only register 8-way movement.
Right.
Where the
so with a circle, you could be stuck you could be stuck on the same direction for a longer period of time.
It's very imprecise.
Whereas with an octagonal, like I said, you get that sort of like a gear shift. You get that clunk, clunk, clunk movement.
Yes.
Yeah.
Right. And from what I'm hearing is you don't want a lot of travel, so you can wiggle back and forth left and right. The analog stick, there'd be a dead space in the middle.
Yes.
Exactly. See, I can see how like an octagonal wouldn't work for this, whereas like you really only need to worry about the moving left and right most of the time. And again, you're in these games, and it's something I was learned from watching so many stuff, from watching you and Slow Beep and a number of different people do these, is to properly play these, you need you don't have to make huge sweeping movements. You're usually making very tiny adjustments to your position a lot of times to navigate these tight mazes. So if you've got, that's why the joystick's always such a pain, because when you're moving the joystick, you know, you're just kind of like hitting it really hard, no matter how you do it. Whereas like a D-pad, you tap it once and you just get that very quick movement. And it's just my experience. I'm sure there are some people out there who swear by joysticks. We call them wrong.
Well, yeah. Well, it's more.
Nah, it's preference. It's fine.
Yeah, and also it's what you need it for.
Yeah. I wonder how it would have played if we had a square gate versus. I think they had circular gates, didn't they?
No, they almost no arcade would use a circle gate by default. At least I'm pretty sure. They might have been. It might have been a very loose octagonal gate, or it might have been a square gate. I can't quite remember because I didn't do a whole lot of testing.
Yeah, we just kind of sat down at the machine and like goofed on it.
The one thing that I really don't like about playing shmups on a candy cab is the fact that the screen's so large.
Mm-hmm.
Which you think that normally that's not going to be a huge problem, but when you need to have full vision of what you're going to look at, that could be a slight problem.
There was a lot of real estate, and so it was a lot more distraction from what you should be looking at. Because with a game like this, you don't want to be looking at the top. You don't want to be looking at the middle. You want to be looking at your character at pretty much any given time.
Damn it.
Which is why they have these giant sweeping attacks, because they don't want you to be worrying about where your shots are. You should be worrying about where your hit point is.
Oops. I should have went to full out of there.
Oh, definitely, Magic Food. Like, I played a few of these, and every time
Hello,
it's always been... No matter the control type that I'm using, I'm always just like, I'm never going to make this. Shmups are really not my my bag.
You guys look at the... Okay, you don't. You get a little tiny bonus. Okay, so it's good. I was wondering if you killed something when you were in like angry mode, if it still like counted towards your bonus. Yeah.
You would think you'd want to have at least some kind of. See, what I would like to think would be a good addition to that is, in like the first couple of seconds of, let's call it angry mode, you get maybe like an even higher bonus rate than you do in your regular mode. So you want to time it so that your mode runs out just as you kill the boss to get like the ultimate high score.
It could be, but you also don't want to make it too complicated as well.
True. But I'm thinking more in terms of the risk reward, because there's really not that much reward in risking going out of gems and staying in focus.
I think it would be almost like it might be a little beneficial to have it so that it is more of a like a hold. But that's not as comfortable in an arcade, so that's probably why they made it a toggle.
Right. Yeah, God, no, I would not want to hold.
Also, I can't remember what stage we're on.
Oh, that's right. It doesn't have an indicator.
It doesn't, but it's this is one that kind of deviates from the cave norm in that there are 6 stages instead of 5.
Now, why is it that they stuck with a 5 stage?
Because it is just a right. It is basically enough time that you get enough out of the game, but also is not too terribly long. Because if you think about it, you don't like these games can definitely get way too long. Like it is actually one of the slight problems I've had that playing special mode in Batrider is the fact that it is way too many stages.
Right.
But 5 is just generally considered a good because it's like 20 minutes if you play through.
Also a little fairer on the wallet, you'd say?
Well, in the other way, because if you think about it, a lot of the people who really like playing this game can stay on the entire thing for, I mean, mops are really huge into 1cc'ing. So if you have a 5-stage game that's not super long so that the arcade owners don't get super pissy about people being able to keep on the machine for too long.
Right. A good return customer value as well as unique customer value. Basically.
Oh yeah, I forgot about friggin' Aero Fighters being really long.
20 stages, good God.
Yeah, and the thing is, that is a game that unfortunately, as much as I would like to really like those games, is that those really.
It's 10 stages per loop. Okay.
Oh, okay. Oh yeah, but still. And yeah, this is. I don't think you really loop this.
I can't get over how they leave bloodstains.
Yeah, I don't think. Like, is it just the Donpachis that you really loop? Because I don't think you loop in Bushihime. You don't loop in Feveron. Oh, Ketsui, yeah. Okay. Yeah, I'm not super familiar with Ketsui, so. And I always kind of associated that with being in the Dodonpachi kind of family. Bushi Fork, I just don't want to think about. They had that at MAGFest too. There we go. Okay, so yeah, that's stage 5. Okay. Because I believe that it also deviates from cave norms is that they usually like to have their what they call true last bosses, which basically is if you fulfill a certain requirement that you get a extra hard version of the boss. So that would have been the boss. That would have had the extra mode or extra stage. But the thing is, a lot of time it's basically once you see it to that point. And I'm nowhere near the level to do that. That dump. Yep.
Okay, so in order to get true Saseri, you need to no miss and then something Kakuse over level 3. Those are the requirements.
Trying to think what. I think that might be. So I think that's the bonus little thing because you could. It changes forms.
So I think it's a mode. There's different modes. There's normal, Kakuse Shikai, Kakuse Zeshikai, and Kakuse Shikai over.
I wonder if that is there like something I can do here to like change into like a different mode.
Yeah. So what you do is you press B, I think
Okay.
at the start, and that changes the mode.
Wait, what? Okay. I did not realize that was a thing.
So you have a super attack?
I guess.
So I think Zeshikai is the one you want to do.
Hold on, what was that?
What was what?
So what am I supposed to hold down?
I'm not sure. I think. I have no idea. Kakuse.
Okay, that's interesting.
I just think you have to go into one of the Kakuse modes.
Oops.
Okay, so Kakusai is your special ability? The slowdown?
Uh-huh.
There's apparently a level for it. So here's what I'm seeing here. I'm going to read this verbatim. So, like in the first game, there's a Kakusei level. Stay in either Kakusei mode with no gems, and a dial will circle your character in counterclockwise motion. When it finishes at level 4, the dial will disappear. The higher the Kakusei level, the more gems are generated from defeated enemies in normal mode. More gold is generated in either Kakusei over mode. Red bullets will also travel faster in relation to Kakusei mode.
Okay. That's interesting.
Yeah. So there is a purpose behind going into that mode.
Oops.
So I think what I'm parsing out of this is, in order to unlock the true boss for the Cesare fight, I guess you have to kill them without missing, and with your Kakusei.
So basically, that is don't die.
Basically, yeah, don't die, and you want to you want them to die when you're at level 3.
Okay.
That is my guess. I'm probably wrong.
Okay, I believe this is the form that you cannot... Yep, okay, so this is the form where you cannot... So it's better in this one because you can actually... I think you just got... Okay. So basically you just gotta not use your slow mode.
Yeah, don't use your power. Also, they recommend using Asagi.
Yep, that's who I'm using.
Yeah, according to this, at stage 3, they become the most powerful of the 3 characters.
Damn it. Okay. Damn it. Yeah, now let's just keep on clipping it. There we go. Yeah, it's much better than the first game's final phase, but still a little annoying.
Yeah. And then everybody sat down and worked out their differences in the marketplace of ideas and had bagels together.
I'm pretty sure that's not what's happening.
That's exactly what's happening. See, right now they're talking about which bagel shop they should go to. And it's filling them with a sparkly feeling of friendliness. They finally agreed on the place, which is why she looks so happy.
No, I'm pretty sure that's one. I think that's her parents dying.
But now they're arguing over what kind of cream cheese to get. Because they're going to share. They've decided to go to a completely different bagel shop than everybody else. That was that scene. I can feel you glaring at me, by the way.
I'm trying to figure out what the actual plot of this is.
At the top of this tower is the greatest bagels in all of the land. Parents are dead, parkour. Or in this case, parquet. Oh, that's butter, isn't it?
It's not butter. That's the thing about it.
Yeah, it's margarine. You know, the garbage alternative to butter.
Also, if I remember correctly, I believe you could actually get this game on like iPhone and iPad. Yes, if you want to spend $14, you can get Espgaluda II HD for your iPad. Though apparently it might not work on newer devices. And yes. Developed by Cave.
Lop. So that was Espgaluda.
Yeah, Espgaluda. Because it's like Garuda, the Indian mythology thing.
But it's Espgaluda.
Yes.
ESP.
Yeah.
Espgaluda.
Yes. So, Espgaluda II. I was gonna say we put it like, where did we put that? Put it at 2, right? I think.
I don't know why you just don't control F. There you are, number 3.
Okay, yeah, we did number 3. So if I take a look at the cave shooters we have here, we have Mushihime-sama at 2, and I would say that this is better than Mushihime-sama. I still don't think that I can quite put it in 1.
I mean, no.
I think it's 2. Because it's really good for those who like shmups.
Yeah.
So yeah, let's just put that there.
It's hard for me to really opine on shmups because like I really just don't enjoy them personally. So like, it's very hard for me to give them an appropriate and fair ranking personally.
Well, the thing about that I'd at least say from that, also the fact that I think shmups.com runs a poll every year to determine what people's top shmups are, and I believe this ends up pretty like in the top 5 every year.
I mean, I had fun playing it on the cab, but I wouldn't go out of my way to touch it.
Let's see. I don't think that's quite moe, but it is definitely anime.
Yeah.
Music's great.
Visually, it looks good.
The music's great. Looks great. I do still like the gameplay of it. I don't know if I'd quite say charm, but I do like the look of it.
No charm to it, really.
Yeah, and
Length for yay.
yeah.
It stays as long as it needs to.
All right. I think that's probably good for that. Okay, so on to something completely different. Because this is a game that I've wanted to take a look at for a long time. Because this game fascinates me. Also, unfortunately, I do not believe we're going to get a chance to go through the maybe game. So, this game. Yeah, this is a game that I knew about because it's a not very popular game, despite who made it. But I had a chance to play this because this is a Zapper game. And I actually had a chance to play with Zapper because I always wondered, I'm like, oh, I bet you this game might be easier or more fun if you played it on an actual thing. Nope. Turns out it's still the game. So let's see what this game is. This is Gumshoe. It is an interesting concept for a Zapper game because it is a Zapper, so you don't have any control on the screen. See this guy right here? This is Mr. Stevenson. If I hit the button, there's the plot. So let's go ahead and start.
Kingdom.
Yes. So, here's the thing about this. This is almost in the same vein as like Pac-Man 2 is you're not controlling Mr. Stevenson. You're making him do things. And you make him do things, namely jump, by shooting him. Because not only do you have to make him do his jumping, because he just moves on his own, you also have to make sure that he doesn't get hit by things. So you gotta shoot that as well.
I'm seeing the white box, so it still uses that old
Yep,
tech.
I mean, that's how it has to work.
Yeah.
Whoop. Hold on. Whoop.
Do modern games use white box?
No, I mean, most modern light guns do not use this technology.
Yeah, that's why I was saying. It's like this is an old tech.
Yes. Well, specifically how the Zapper worked.
Right.
So there's going to be fun times when I accidentally click out the window.
And I guess for those who don't know what white box is, if you watch closely, when Lolo shoots, the screen quickly turns black.
Yep, if you can...
there.
Yeah, so basically the way the Zapper works is basically, it's just a simple light sensor to see does it detect white or not.
Yeah.
Like a frame after you hit it.
Right. So the screen will turn black, and then the important items, which would be... What was his name again?
Mr. Stevenson.
So Mr. Stevenson, or the bottles, or whatever, will be surrounded by a white box, and if the Zapper detects that white box, it counts that as an active, and will, respond accordingly. It's a neat kind of technology.
Yeah. So the potion I just picked up, normally it is a one-hit kill, but now he can take a hit. So you do see a bullet counter in the top top left. That'll go down if you miss. But, or basically if you hit anything that is not Mr. Stevenson. You can make him jump as many times as you want.
So you expend a bullet if you kill an enemy?
Yes.
Yes. Okay. And balloons replenish your ammo.
Yes, if you make let it. Also, this is a little. Hold on, I'm trying to clog up my thing. I'm trying to avoid that as much as possible.
Yeah. That's kind of the one downside.
Damn it. Damn it. Also, there's stuff like that where you have no time at all to register.
Yeah. So if you're photosensitive, these kinds of games might be a little on you.
Yep.
Looks like it gives 3 bullets per balloon.
Yep. Also, the music changes whenever one of the Black Panthers are on screen.
Now, how are you doing this? Are you doing mouse?
I'm using mouse.
Okay.
So the thing was, I played this with a zapper at MAGFest. The thing about the zapper is that the sighting on it is not good.
No.
Because there is no, like, if you think about how, like, sights on a pistol actually work, like an actual pistol, they're obviously meant so that you can see through them. They did not model that onto the zapper. Okay, this is... Damn it. It's like the most infuriating version of Flappy Bird.
See, but now I want Flappy Bird with zapper controls. Oh no. Okay. Safe.
Yeah, when you kill them, they don't do anything. Okay, there we go. Okay, let's see.
Also, zappers are kind of made from really garbage materials, so they don't feel fun to hold.
They're very plasticky, yeah.
Yeah. And the trigger itself has a bit of resistance to it when you pull it, so when you pull it back, you're not getting that immediate...
That being said, it does make a very satisfying noise when you shoot it.
Yeah. Ka-king, ka-king.
That nice metallic ring.
Yeah. But after a while, it starts to hurt.
Oop.
There was an article recently talking about trying to bring light gun games back to console and making them a little more prevalent.
That'd be neat. I don't know if setups could do that.
I think Switch would be the best platform for light guns nowadays.
There was a resurgence with the Wii.
Yeah.
Like, there was a really good home port of Ghost Squad for the Wii that I played a lot. Also, a few thousand minutes.
They had House of the Dead. They
was
had
it 2 and 3?
Mad Dog 2 and 3, yeah.
Oh.
And then Mad Dog McCree they brought back. Resident Evil. They had Resident Evil, Umbrella, and Darkside Chronicles.
Oh god. Oh.
There's also not on the Wii, but on the PlayStation 2, you had Resident Evil Dead Aim.
Yep. Well, PlayStation 2 also had some really good light gun games, because those right around since Composite was there, the gun cons were really good.
Yeah.
Like, that was at the very end of the before LCD. Like, basically, once CRT started to die, light gun it became a lot harder to do properly.
Yeah, because wasn't the whole white box technology specifically because of CRT itself?
Yeah, it's how it could register it.
I'm noticing like the Boulder's white box seems to be very weird.
Yeah, there's some weird sounding.
It also looks like the box for Mr. I keep forgetting his
Stevenson.
name. Stevenson. Seems to be bigger than his sprite is. But
It is. That is,
Like,
and in this case, that is actually a really good thing.
yes, it is. Actually, I want to say like the only one that has weird boxes were the Boulders, because everything else seems to have really big hacking boxes. Yeah, the boxes are rounded at the corners, which is an odd choice.
Yeah, that is really weird.
I really appreciate that they emulated the whoosh shot noise.
Well, that was in the game itself.
Oh, was it part? Okay.
Yeah. Oops.
I don't know why I thought it wouldn't be. It's not like the gun actually made the noise. I'm tired. I work today. Leave me alone. I mean, I honestly want to say that you're a criminal if you're aiming at the corners of the boxes. That's just me. You should probably be in jail. I am kind of surprised there aren't more games like this, because it is a unique method of controlling a character.
Yeah.
And it's not particularly too
Oops.
cumbersome either.
Okay. Yeah. Also, there was no black box for that one for a couple frames. Oh no!
Yeah.
Don't jump over it. Okay. Okay. Let's.
You have to go back a bit. There you go.
Yeah, there's no frame for that. Like, there's no hitbox for that. Okay, there we
Huh.
go.
Yay, we did it. First try.
Well, it's a little weird you say there's not more games like this when there was Flappy a bunch of imitators.
Well,
No, 'cause-
in
'cause
terms of
Flappy
using a
Bird's
gun,
very different.
instead of just a button.
Yeah, I
Like
mean,
shooting-
I'm talking specifically a light gun based platforming kind of game. Like Flappy Bird was
I mean,
not a light gun.
I'm just saying Flappy Bird because of the trajectory.
Yeah, the bouncing thing.
You mean? Where
Oh,
you'd
you
actually
look
have
very
to
unfortunate, sir.
Wow.
Ah, yeah. Oh no. Oh no. Oh no. Alright, we're gonna bust out that Y. Giant grasshoppers.
I mean, I'd really want to look at like the tablet market, because I'm sure there's got to be a tablet game.
Yeah, this would be actually really good on a tablet.
Because you also got stuff like Doodle Jump, where you don't actually press anything, the character just bounces on their own, and you just move them via gyroscope. Is it gyroscope? My brain was thinking gyrometer. yeah.
Accelerometer for that.
Accelerometer, yeah. That sounds accurate. I remember Sony tried to get back into the light gun game with the Move on the PS3, but on everything PS3 was pretty bad. I'm gonna be honest.
Yeah, I really wanted to like have, because they were trying to use that, like say like, oh, it's like mouse control but on your PS3.
Very much wasn't.
It's like that's how they're. I remember playing SOCOM 4.
That was also around the time that they were trying to do voice activation again, or voice commands again, with like N-War coming out. And, you know, SOCOM on the PlayStation 2 and Lifeline.
Oops.
It's very dark times.
What happens if you miss the diamond is basically, I believe you have to replay the game.
Or at least the level, because it says you need to beat it in 6 hours. It would be super shitty if they made you replay the whole game.
This game is kind of shitty, though.
This is true. So now you got a machine gun.
Yep.
It just looks like a rifle to me.
Also, this stupid thing.
Something sure is happening.
Yep. So basically, you have to keep him. You have to get him to be at the certain thing.
Oh no! That is bullshit.
Yes, it is.
Oh no! I take everything I said back. Don't ever do this. No one ever do this. I hate all of this. Yeah, I'm not even gonna make fun of you at this point. Just go at it. Ugh.
Also great. I remember this game being a lot longer.
Honestly, I would just say run it at the speed the entire time.
Yeah.
Cause this... How many fucking times?
Way more than you should.
God, I hate this so much.
There we go. Okay.
This is very much not photosensitive friendly. Holy balls. Thank you for that, by the way. But we helped a bad guy.
But later
What,
that same day.
Wait, I thought you were Stevenson. Why did they
We
send
are.
the letter Stevenson?
I think he's trying to say to the player. Also, that's an upper dad. Oops.
Fourth wall break. But I want to see what happened later.
Hey, you get to play the game again.
Oh, fuck that. Never mind. Yeah, but that was particularly egregious. they didn't need to do that.
Okay, so where are we gonna put that?
Okay.
I kind of think 19.
Really? Under Operation Wolf.
Yeah. So I think that game's really bad, but also it's kind of fascinating.
Okay. Well, I don't care enough to argue against it, and also I have no argument against it, so yeah, let's go with that. So that gets a Y and also a P as well.
Oh, 1 second.
Yep.
All right. That
Yeah,
was just
you-
a reminder of my appointment.
Ah, sweet. You might want to scroll down a bit so we can watch you do the thing.
Yep.
Cool. All right.
We say slightly whimsical.
Yeah. Or gangster crime, whatever.
That could be, yeah.
Yeah, see? Yeah.
Okay, so right off the bat, like the idea, did not do it well.
Nope. I wouldn't say there's any charm to it whatsoever.
Yeah, also, I'd say it's more frustrating than actually difficult.
Especially that last piece of shit.
Yeah.
And that's all I can think of.
Yep, I think that's probably good.
Yeah.
Okay, so yeah, I think that's good for that.
That was a bit rough.
So, yeah, the thing is that I don't know when they're actually going to get here, and I'm pretty sure what I'm going to do is going to take more than I should give it more than an hour. So I think I'm going
give you a range.
Just 3 to 4.
Yeah, and you know what? Let's call
Yeah,
it.
and I think that's good. So
Yeah.
I would have, especially since it's a charity stream, I would normally would have liked to gone longer, but I am going to make the next Saturday stream also a relief. So it's doing the same thing they were going to do, but I'll put the charity stuff up. So with that, yeah, I am going to call that there. I'm not going to do my normal outro thing because I don't exactly know what I'm going to do. So I'm debating. So since I could not do yesterday, I don't think I'm going to do tonight. Just as a because there's more things I should work on tonight. But tomorrow, considering my internet seems to be stable enough, I'm just going to have them look at it to make sure everything's good. I don't know if I'm going to do Hypnospace Outlaw tomorrow or off. I'm still debating, but I will post something in the Discord and on Twitter regarding my choice tomorrow.
Could also make it a poll.
I could also do that. That's probably
Just
what I
take it out
probably
of
should do.
Take it out of your hands entirely and just leave it up to us
That
scrubs.
that would also probably work. But yeah. So with that, thank you all for watching. I don't know if anyone's because normally this is not my time to end.
Beef is up. If
As
you want to just
beef,
throw it over to beef.
beef, that works.
Yeah.
All right. So I'll do that.
Okay.
All right.
Thank you for streaming for us. Good luck with the internet.
Yep.
Thanks everybody for being here. Don't forget to if you have
Yes.
some money you want to throw, donate it to help save the animals.
Yes. All right. Later.
Thanks everybody. Bye bye.